Yo, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. It's your boy, the Analog Kid. And this is the official King Soul and the Vibes podcast. We were supposed to be called the Vibecast. Sounds pretty cool for a name of our podcast, but I found out today that we can't use that name. Somebody else has it, and they've been using it for a while. So we're going to have to sit down as a band and talk about a new name. So until then, we're just going to be the official King Soul and the Vibes podcast. So, episode 2, we got a cool guest. We collaborated with a really cool singer. That is going to be a new single coming out, hopefully in the start of 2017. We have Choric Lumina as our guest today, and she is also known as Monica Ulrich, and she's a great singer that just laid down an awesome track. And we can't wait for you to hear this song that we're making, but we're still in the process of making it, and it's been really fun. She's a singer, and she writes music. She plays guitar and other instruments, but she's got a band called Choric Lumina and the Light Crusaders, and they play out here in LA. She is also an artist, and she does like cool upcycling art involving things that aren't usually used for art, but she makes them into something beautiful. She's also a fashion designer and a model. And before we go any further, I just wanted to remind everyone about a couple things that we got going on right now that might be really interesting for you guys. Just wanted to remind you guys to check out our EP that we released last May called Faraway Land. It's a 5-song EP that we're really proud of. Sounds super epic. You can stream it at any of your favorite streaming sites like Spotify, of course, Apple Music, and Amazon. And also, you can buy it on iTunes and Amazon and Google Play and wherever you get your download music from. Also, I wanted to let everyone know about the last upcoming shows we have left for 2016. It's been a good year, and if you haven't come seen us yet all year, I definitely would like to see you in these upcoming dates here in LA. And if you're not out here in LA, maybe you'd like to come out here so you can hear us and see us in the flesh. December 3rd, we'll be in Silver Lake, Kapistahan Grill. It's a dope Filipino restaurant. And we're actually going to be playing with my brother's band, Kulog Kidlat, which means lightning and thunder in Tagalog. And they definitely bring that with their hard-hitting rock and roll. And we're bringing the tropical rock for the night. And after that, we'll be in the American Legion. And American Legion Post 176, 602 Pico Street, San Fernando, California. And this is for a good cause, you guys. We are donating all the proceeds for this show for Team Suki's 3rd annual Christmas Wish Dance. And Team Suki is this is for a cancer patient who really needs the help. So definitely would like to see you guys there so you can help out. After that, December 20th, that's a Tuesday night, but it's going to be a rockin' night anyway. We'll be at Roxanne's in Long Beach, and that's going to be the last show of 2016. So we're definitely going to be partying it up and hopefully partying it up with you. So, without further ado, here is episode 3 with Choric Lumina. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Welcome to the Vibecast. And it's King Soul and the Vibes. And today we have a special guest. We have Choric Lumina in the house.
Yes, hello.
Welcome to the show.
What's up?
Hello, how's it going?
And she just recorded a song with us that you'll be hearing soon enough called Unspeakable Things. And she just nailed it, guys. What did she say?
Oh yeah, I feel like the room is still like a little bit warm from that really intense session that we had right now. It was really awesome, and we can't wait to release this song. But thank you for helping us out. Thank you for coming out, and we definitely want to find out who you are because for some people they have not heard of you yet, but when they do, then they can check out your music, right? Because I know that. You're also a model?
Yeah, I also have been a fashion model for many years, since I was 14. It's been many years as a model, and I used to live in a few spots around the globe. And so I still model even now. I'm not really focused as much on it as I used to be, but I definitely still model all the time.
Nice.
It's something that I enjoy, is working with the camera.
But now you're mostly focusing on art,
music, and building independent wealth and supporting artists. And I have LLC to company Choric Lumina Productions. So I basically got into the act of growing myself and doing my own songwriting and my own production. And now I've started collaborating with more artists and sometimes even produce a few artists at my house. So I'm kind of building like a team of people, but I also have a lot of bands.
Music artists?
Music artists.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly. And I do know a few people that make arts and crafts of sorts. I also have another company, Moo Reconstruction, because I make upcycled clothing and handmade jewelry and stuff. So I'm kind of a gypsy vendor of sorts. And Cool. I've been doing that as well for many years, since 2009.
So you have like a line of clothes and stuff, or
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And so I'm also now trademarked. I have my own signature label, Moo, And the symbol Mu stands for Monica Ulrich, my real name, of which Choric Lumina is a Latin anagram. So it's all the names of my companies and my artist names. So that's where you
get the name.
Yeah, it all connects back to, like, even Mu is Monica Ulrich, even though it looks like the symbol of Lemuria, which is like a very mystical and ancient symbol. You know, it's a mythical land that predates Atlantis and mystery school governments. Cool. Apparently. Wow. But yeah, exactly. I don't know, really interesting, yes.
So where'd you find it, the name?
Well, my father reads a lot. He likes to read, Western novels and such, but he was also really into alien conspiracy and reading about a lot of the scholars that have had access to the Vatican, history of bloodlines and such. And so he really got into exploring different ancient civilizations from these scholars, and there are ancient maps that depict 2 other continents, Lemuria and Atlantis, that apparently sunk for whatever reason. So a lot of people have these explanations. Maybe it was a nuclear war or some sort of technological war from back in the day.
That's possible back in the day.
Like way ancient, yeah.
All we have to go is by what people tell us, right? So really anything is possible.
So
it's stories and artifacts.
So there are 2 ancient continents that used to be there, and apparently one of them was Lemuria.
Yeah.
And Atlantis.
And so that's...
And then...
Yeah.
So where does the name come from?
Those names, they come from derivatives that are mostly like Latin or older. Like older than Aramaic. Like it's like Latin and just ancient dead languages, Mesopotamian languages type, like really, really old civilization, but perhaps older. So... That's where Lemuria and Atlantis are known to be potentially mythical, because there's not necessarily enough depictions, but at the same time, so many cultures around the world speak of it enough. Really? Yeah, enough cultures around there, Pacific, or not Pacific Islanders, but like, over like Hawaii. It was apparently between like North America, Europe, Africa, South America, how there's like a big vast of sea over there somewhere.
And your name, the Choric Lumina, means...
Choric Lumina means chorus of light, or of the choir of light in Latin. Yeah, okay. And my friend Skytree, he's also a producer, a friend of mine. And we've made some music together, and we've always been friends through the years. And he was looking up anagrams for all his friends, and he's like, Monica, I found Choric Lumina. Check this out. It means chorus of light, and it's your name in an anagram. And I was like, what?
That's the letters.
Scramble the letters.
Scrambled.
The scrambles.
Right.
Yeah, you scramble the letters of my original name.
So everybody's name has that, huh?
Yeah, everyone has some sort of anagram.
Wow, I'd be curious.
There's apparently
Willie Will's.
Well, what's your wild guess, Willie? What's your wild guess?
They have some like generators online sometimes. At the time, I think if you look up online, you might be able to find an anagram generator for free, and then you can look up. Just put in your name. Yeah, the mysteries of like puzzles and.
That's interesting. I think back to one of the greatest anagrams of the time, and Mr. Mojo Rising, right?
Oh yeah, Jim Morrison.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, you're talking about Atlantis, and I thought Atlantis was like I always thought it was an advanced race, or they were far beyond their time when they supposedly were around. Is that true, or
that's what the legends say? Yeah, that's.
Atlantis, but there's a lot of truth to a lot of the these are just legends that have been passed down through word of mouth. But they have been finding a lot of sunken cities. Apparently, in the Ice Age, there's a lot of ice in North America. And the world didn't look like it was. There's a lot more land. And then a lot of it now is underwater. So you can find, like, in between India and Sri Lanka, there's cities in there. Sri Lanka's an island off the coast of India. And they used to be connected, I guess. And then they're finding cities down there. So, I mean...
Right.
Yeah. So
No,
there's truth to those kinds of stories, and human civilizations have reached high peaks in the past. They just don't remember. When
Like the Grand
buried,
Canyon.
you know?
That wasn't there originally.
Which one?
The Grand Canyon.
The Grand Canyon was formed by the Colorado River over millions and millions of years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
It's crazy.
The Earth does change.
That's what happens.
There, you know what?
when
They
you
have
smoke some
they have
really good weed
historical
that we have out
facts
here in
that's
California, and you start
definitely
talking
what
about
you know. That's definitely like we find out these facts. But the funny part about it is like there's other things that are science can't explain. I mean, I can't really quote any like actual specific sources right now, but like I have heard of like stuff that we don't know about that's like in the ocean, and we're just like completely clueless to what's actually there. And, like, it could be possible.
It's just so largely unexplored too. Like
think about it.
Of the ocean.
Yeah. So
really.
Yeah, there are some really interesting artifacts they've said they find under there. And there's still pirate ships full of treasure that people haven't found.
Yeah, you could like make a lifetime trying to find old Spanish galleons full of gold.
Yeah.
And people
some of it's left too.
Yeah, people find them and stuff.
It's been done,
Yeah, but that's like...
Can you imagine the one guy, like, there's, how many movies and stories are written about that? Like, that one guy that actually it happened to, he's like, holy shit, there's a fucking huge thing of gold here. Like, I'm rich. Jeez. We're not working for the rest of our life.
Amazing.
They had the Indians,
talk about the power of the law of attraction.
What was the story of the Indians and just the Spanish just, like, collecting a mountain of silver from... the backs of
you know what the stories that I have heard as to why they were looking for gold, like I've heard some pretty far out stories and why they were like the Spaniards were like after it so strongly and why they considered it secret because they had there's just I could go forever with the far out stories I heard, but it's kind of cool to think about something that's out of the realm, like okay, so there might be some mystery.
Back to you, where do we get your clothes?
Basically I have right now just a Facebook page running, and like soon I plan to load up an Etsy and a Depop. I have the stores set up. They're just not full of merchandise right now because I have to take all the pictures and like do all the product photography and then put it on there.
So for now, where can they find you?
If you go to Facebook to Mu Reconstruction, it's MU Reconstruction. And that's the name of the brand. And so
that's the fashion stuff.
Yeah, exactly. If you look it up, you could always send a message. And I do have like a little picture slideshow of various things. And I plan to do a lot more really soon with that. So
cool.
I'll be sure to put links.
And you're wearing
to that.
your stuff right now?
I would say that not that I made really. I did cut this into a cutoff though. I do make like cut-off shirts and stuff like that. That's simple, though.
She definitely has her own style.
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely.
What I run
she looks different every time I see her. Every single time.
I'm kind of like a thrift store finder, so I do sell thrift as well.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, I got really into that in high school. I was like, I'm going to shop some thrift stores.
Thrift store? Yeah. You can get some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm all about thrift hunting and like hunting for bargains and just, finding the good stuff.
The aardvark and all those
I do all the work.
Aardvarks. Old school.
Yeah.
That's in
Manhattan. They got a few stores.
They used to have one out here in Canoga Park.
I used to go to the Aardvark in Manhattan Beach, and it was really nice.
That's where you get the vintage jeans.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cora, I want to know, how did this all come about? You're from Minnesota?
I'm from Minnesota, correct.
How did you end up in L.A.? That would be an interesting story.
How did I end up in L.A.?
How did you start on your journey from Minnesota, and then you went from there to... Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think the first time I broke out of Minnesota, I went straight to Paris, and I modeled there for a while. Modeled there for like a season, and then I came back to Minnesota.
How old were you then?
21.
Oh, okay.
And then like when I was like 20, like, I don't know, 22, 23, I went out to Miami, and I did a season out there. And then I came back to Minnesota, and then I had like a health crisis occur I ended up getting like chronic hives for some reason. And,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it just kept happening. So I had to take like a year off of modeling and stuff like that. And I did a lot of research at the library, and I actually healed myself. And I don't have hives anymore.
From natural herbs and stuff
Fasting,
like
yeah, like doing like a real like liquid flush.
Really?
And like, yeah, and it took a lot of research to get
instead
there.
of taking like
You know what?
prescription medicine
Right,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's an amazing
Yeah.
book out there called The Gerson's Treatment, and like it's actually about that. It's about the natural. Like you can get rid of so many things. Like they're like, what do you have? You have this. You have that. Follow this diet, and it's like it's not just a strict diet, but it's like you have to use everything natural, like the lotions and stuff like that, shampoos. You know what I'm saying? But basically, to rid of your body of any chemical, and it heals and cures a lot of illnesses. But they don't want you to know that, you know.
No, because they can't make money.
This is
then.
underground stuff,
Yeah,
you know.
they can't make money. Yeah. Yeah. The earth was conceived to, you know, everything on it to take care of itself and also take care of us.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to heal yourself from like with the?
It took me almost a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it got to really dangerous levels of anaphylactic shock and stuff, and they're like saying I have to get EpiPens, and I wasn't down, dude. I didn't want to stab myself in the leg, and I was like, no, I was like anything but that.
No, yeah. It's,
It never. I just somehow stumbled upon a website about fasting and water fasting, and I read all these books about the health, and all this knowledge was just swimming around in my head, but nothing was quite working. And it talked about your liver's ketones and what those even are, when they activate, what they do for your body. And like 5 days into a liquid fast with no fiber, protein, or fat, you can only have liquid carbohydrates and like low fiber herbs, if anything, right? And what happens if you can do something like that at the 5 day mark, your liver will excrete ketones, and those go into the kidneys, and that starts cleansing your kidneys and liver, and then that would within cleanse your gallbladder.
Wow.
And you'd be literally exiting toxins that are very hard to unlock. And, ketones are a huge contributing factor to unlocking their disposal. And so if you don't get to 5 days, like, you're just playing
So you
games
didn't
with
eat
yourself.
for 5 days.
Yeah, I did like hardcore lemonade diet because I was, at this point, it was like I was allergic to myself. I had to unlock the gate and like flush, and something was holding me back. So I did like super roto-rooters. I went for like saltwater flush every morning. And when you think about a saltwater drink or salty brine, is there actually are like two pipes that go from the kidneys. One goes through your bladder and the other one actually goes back into your colon and like exits through the colon. So if you drink enough salt, the water will go through your colon instead of your bladder. And that's how you can die. That's why pirates would die in the sea, whatever. They drink the salt water and they get diarrhea and then they lose all their water and die. So the thing is that if you're trying to cleanse, dude, that's the way. It's just like what you have to do. So it's like, okay, so did that. And then like spicy lemonade with the maple syrup all day, which is what everyone knows about. Okay. Like the maple syrup and the cayenne pepper lemonade. So that cured you of the hives.
Lemonade and maple syrup, huh?
Yep. And,
wow,
and then
I haven't even heard of that one.
You could only have peppermint tea as a break, but then every night you are supposed to do laxative tea. Like that's how far it goes with stimulating the whole intestinal tract on a water fluid base and just literally flushing.
That would shock the hell out of my body, dude.
It shocks anybody's body. And the thing is that, I read the book since I went to the library, so I read the whole thing, and it's like, when you do that, you dry all the mucus out of your body. But the mucus is part of it is to line your intestines so that your like food has like a barrier so like slides through. So it's like important to have.
Right.
So if you dry it all the way out, the last thing you want to do is just be like, oh, I'm done with my fast. I'm going to go to a steakhouse. Like, bad idea. Like, what you have to do is like, if you're done with a fast like that, you have to go slowly back onto food, doing probiotics and things that are, have that mucilage, they call it, or plant mucus.
You know what, that
flax and chia goo, cinnamon goo.
That mucus that you were talking about, I heard that you can build up excessive mucus to the point that it becomes unhealthy with dairy. I heard about cheese and milk. Like, basically that...
I think that's possible.
In your stomach.
If you overdo it
it's
to yourself.
Like, that's what I had heard. I heard it creates, like,
Candida
that
mucus.
Type of... Yeah, exactly.
Candida albicans is like what your muscles, mitochondria eat. So it's actually your body naturally makes this fungus. But if you don't utilize it into food and turn it into the glucose by movement and stuff, and then it can overgrow and it can actually take advantage of you, can take advantage of your vessel. And it's up to you to keep it back within control. So there's ways to do that either through a lot of exercise or through changing the diet. And it's like our body is like, if you overstrenuate, it's better to go diet at that point. You have to balance. You can do it with some fitness, do it with some diet. I'd say 80% of the time you could do it with diet. Wow. You might not be super strong, but you can stay like healthy if you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You
have to eat the right.
Make it proportionate.
So after, what's next? After you got sick, you pretty much cured yourself through...
I cured myself, and then it was like I had to come back, and it was like I was modeling a little bit and stuff, but then like I don't know, I ended up going on some gypsy journeys instead. And
gypsy journeys.
Yeah, I was just playing a lot of music at the time. I was spending money just to be part of other people's lockouts, and I was learning how to play instruments from other musicians that were more experienced.
That's when you started to play?
Yeah, that's when I started getting more serious about my guitar, because for years I had made psychedelic folk type tracks at my house, but I was just hand tuning all over the place and just doing techniques that I don't even know what I was doing. But I was getting the melodies I wanted, right?
All right.
But it wasn't like I could just easily play it with a capo and me. You know what I mean? And that's where I should have sat down and learned all of that, but then I just kept improving and like hand tuning all the time. So when I got into the lockout spaces, I started learning how to play bass, how to play drums, and a lot of musicians started being like, hey, with the guitar, like, you're creating a really, like, difficult path for yourself. Like, just learn standard. You gotta, and I was like, yeah. That's,
okay.
And over time,
But you were developing your style at that point, too. That actually becomes a part of who you are, as an artist.
Exactly.
So you play various instruments?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's your favorite instrument to play?
I really like playing pianos, but it's been like I haven't really been around a lot of pianos lately. So I've really been playing guitar a lot, and I really do enjoy playing electric guitar now more than ever,
Yeah,
and
I saw your videos with your band, you playing electric guitar.
I play rhythm guitar, and at home I practice all my soloing, and when I produce my own tracks, I usually do like 2 guitar lines or 3 guitar lines. And, I'll play the melody, and then I'll do my own soloing. And I actually like my own soloing. I don't really do a lot of soloing live, because I'm usually just playing rhythm guitar. But, I mean, I really do like actually playing solo guitar a little bit. And I do that more in my cave at home.
It's the best feeling.
It is good. Yeah, you're great. Nice. Wow.
Well, I try.
Yeah, I like what you do.
So you mentioned band. You actually have a band that you're working with right now?
Yes.
How big is the band? Tell us a little bit about the band.
All right. Well, yeah. So the band is it's abbreviated CLLC, Choric Lumina and the Light Crusaders. And
wow, that sounds trippy.
Yeah, kind of a trippy band name.
Flash Gordon, or
I know.
Makes me have some shrooms on the way to the show. Definitely.
No.
Okay.
It's been but it does have kind of like a 60s, 70s.
It does.
Reminiscence, and the sound that we do also has kind of a classic reminiscence as well.
How many people in the
It's
in
a
the Crusaders? 4-piece?
4-piece.
Yeah.
We have electric bass, solo guitar, rhythm guitar, and drums. And then
nice.
I'm the one singing. And it is this band is me writing a set and standard. So it's like I wrote 12 songs. I think the band knows like 4 or 5 right now really well. And so we basically did already do an EP with Bridge Family Records, and I know we're going to release a single for sure out of that collection. I'm going to be recording more this winter and spring with the band, getting
Nice.
some professional live tracks.
And you were telling me earlier that you record all the time. You write music all the time, right? And then you record it. Yeah, and then I was saying that I used to do that too until I met Analog Kid, and then I kind of got spoiled. I was like, this guy... Anytime I get behind the mic to record, I want to have this guy in the room for sure. But so there we have it, and then you're probably thinking, how did she end up working with a band like King's War? How did we meet her? Like, it was actually fate, right?
Yeah.
We could tell the story real quickly. Who wants to?
Yeah,
to
we
let
had a
them know?
little EP release party, and if you were there, I'm sure you had a good time with us. And so was Choric Lumina, or Monica.
Yeah, I was there.
And she was super cool, and we had a good time. We had a fun party, and then some point in the night, she picked up a guitar and started singing. And then we were like, "What?"
That's right. I sang a song for her.
Yeah.
She can sing. She can
Yeah.
sing.
So, which brings me to my other question is, how did you start singing?
Well, I've always been singing. Like there's toddler videos of me singing "Yes, Jesus Loves Me" to the camera and stuff. Even though I was always kind of freaked out by churches, but I always liked the choir. So I always found like a church choir, and I would just be part of the choir because I liked singing the songs. And when I was in elementary school, I got pulled out, and I was like teaching the kids how to sing in tune and like sing to the piano and stuff. So that was in a lot of school choirs.
So you had natural abilities.
I had natural abilities, but intense shyness and like OCD anxiety.
Did you receive any training?
I guess that was my training. Always doing the choirs. It is like training.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah,
you go
yeah.
in front of the teacher.
That's like
you're
playing in
keyboard.
band. You know what I'm saying?
earlier.
Yeah,
You
you're
guys
practicing
said
your
one.
instrument.
You were on point.
So, yeah, I mean, through the public school system and church communities, I would say that's where, early on as a child that I got professional training. And, I was really shy. Even a lot of times it'd be harder for me to score a solo, or they'd put me on the solo and then they'd just be like, Monica, like, like to the audience, and I'd be shy. I was shy. And, modeling really helped me out a lot. Because I started really young age when I was 14. And, I swear it was like ripping my shoulders open, like the heart chakra. You could feel the tension, muscles, and spasms of just like really just opening up to the world and not being shy to perform and to sing or to talk in front of or just walk in front of people.
It gave you that confidence.
Yeah, exactly. So that you could be direct.
Yeah.
And that's really important skill. It takes years and years to achieve something like that. And
Yeah. I didn't start singing until maybe like 10 years ago. Before that, I just played,
Right.
I started singing out of necessity,
Yeah,
because
you realize-
nobody else would sing. Say, you sing, Willie? And I was like, oh, okay.
Pretty damn good.
It takes
too,
boldness. It takes boldness at first. Yeah. And then you get used to it, where
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it enough, you get used to it.
So who are some of your influences in your music?
I would say that a lot of 60s music and like 70s music was probably in there.
70s was my favorite. Yeah.
I think we have kind of like a little
Willie was there.
kind of like
He's the only
Three Dog
one.
Night feel, or like like I don't know, like I think a hint of like early Ozzy or like Jimi Hendrix. Or,
Oh, really?
Psychedelic rock.
like
and-
psychedelic rock, like
yeah.
Woodstocky kind of rock, mixed with a little bit of modern classic, like a little Tom Petty-ish, like kind of it's really classic rock basically, and
Right.
and the BPM. The levels, and it's kind of like soul music. It's more like soul rock. It's like
So that was your
soul-type
first
rock.
inspiration to get into music, would you say? Or
I think the first inspiration for me to get into music was like I was really into trip hop and stuff, and a lot of underground. I mean, I listened to like Bjork and Portishead, different things, and
Hell yeah.
strange,
I love that
ethereal vocals.
That's
And
90s trip hop. You
all that.
Have you heard of Thievery Corporation?
Thievery Corporation, love them.
They're one of my
like
favorite
Massive
bands.
Attack. And I used to listen to like all the trip hoppers, like Herbalizer and
More Chiba.
Yep. Nightmares on Wax and
Good stuff.
Wow.
Good stuff.
loved all that.
So you're a 90s kid.
I
Are
mean,
you? How old are you? Are you? No, I shouldn't be
You
asking.
shouldn't be
that's-
asking
you
a
don't
woman
ask
her
that.
age.
She's just
How
giving it
dare
away with
you.
those things. I'm like, that's
the thing is that I looked up. I was more like I would say like my middle school, high school experience was more in the 2000s, but like I was looking that music up.
Well, you're doing better than I am.
I was finding it, on the internet and sampling it,
Right
and
on.
listening to it, and discovering it, right? And I just was always listening to something new.
cool.
Yeah.
I remember when
Yeah.
Kennedy got shot.
Stereo Lab was how I got into it. It was like I discovered.
Just on the internet.
Yeah, I just heard this song
cool.
called Parsec by Stereo Lab. It's off of their album Dots and Loops. And I was like, this is amazing. I was like, I'm in like a 1960s spaceship right now. This is like amazing lounge music, but it's trippy and psychedelic and strange. And then from there I started like, it linked me to all the trip hop and like all this stuff. And it was like this whole world that, I was a generation younger than that, but like it was right there for the grasping, and it's really classy stuff. And I think
It is.
I think it's
really-
held value.
I gotta get these guys
Yeah.
into that stuff.
Yeah.
Trip hop's dope.
Yeah, it's nice the music that you can, it's like you can put it in the background or you.
But it's still
It's still great, though.
It's still
Yeah.
like really
Vibey.
deep musicianship. Like
Yeah.
especially with bands like Thievery Corporation.
Full orchestration production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
Sounds like something I'm going to have to check into.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
definitely.
You're gonna like
You
that,
were saying
man.
your band
They do a lot
is,
of reggae, too.
you guys are somewhat psychedelic too, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think the whole point of me doing the rhythm guitar and the way that I sing, it's kind of, people say it's like Janis Joplin or Robert Plant, like people say there's a tear in your voice, it has like that blue-eyed soul that the Woodstock people had.
Right.
And so what we did is brought in my friend Casey Burns, who plays really amazing guitar player, really good solo player. So he just goes wild and psychedelic, that he approaches it at that angle. So he's
Sid
just
Barrett.
soloing all this crazy stuff, right? Because, I mean, most of my music is either E-parlor blues, and then you have sevenths and ninths going up on like triplets, like jazz chords, gospel chords, along with like really simple bar chords, not too intense, just like down the bar, like mixed with like gospel chords, and a lot of like G and like E, and it's it's really soulful music. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I heard some tracks on your YouTube and stuff.
cool. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. CLLC on
Are you,
SoundCloud. We don't have professional recordings released
yet.
yet. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's all in the works. Yeah.
I'm curious, as
can't
you
wait
being
to hear.
as you were being in a band like that, what did you think when you were at that party and you heard a band like us? Because I know that you're like the psychedelic rock, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
you guys are like lounge lizards. Like you guys are just chilling, like and vibey, and like I mean you have like Latin rhythms, Cuban rhythms, reggae rhythms, like Africans. It's like a really great mix. It's like a Cuban Afro mix with like Latin jazz and like and bossa nova.
Because it's
You know?
psychedelic as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
It is.
yeah.
We're psychedelic.
So that's why I was trying to find the
You can
We have
connection.
a really
you know?
funky fusion going
You
on.
can put a record
Sure.
on and an acid trip, and everyone will have a great time, dude.
It's a really positive melody allotment. All the tracks that go together with you guys, I feel like a really uplifting.
Oh, the vibe, yeah.
Emotions, yeah, the vibe with all the chord progressions.
Yeah.
It's like a really positive. Mine's like a little bit like how people say the tear in the voice and all that. I do a little minor. I'm pulling a little heartstrings. I feel like with
Yeah,
some
you
of the
know,
stuff I'm doing.
it's definitely like every music has its own message. It's beautiful to
Has
see.
its own mood.
Yeah, it has its own mood. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting to see varieties. I was just interested because of your background that I was like, so because you were there, and then when Chris and I heard you singing, we came out, and I remember like we were kind of like we'd really like to work with you. So you agreed to do this song, and just want to thank you because it's sounding amazing, and I think the styles are definitely fusing very well. So.
Do you guys got anything coming up? Any shows or anything coming up in the future here?
Yeah, well, actually, tomorrow night, is Wednesday, the 16th of November?
Sure is.
Yeah, we're playing at the Old Town Pub in Pasadena. So that's in the Old Town section over there in Pasadena, Old Town Pub. We're playing at 11 p.m. It starts at 8. There's a whole live band variety night going on over there.
Is that like a open mic night or?
No, it's like just a live band, like an indie night. It's just there's a national touring band from Arizona actually that's gonna be playing tomorrow night, and then the rest is local, like LA, Pasadena talents.
Right. I want to check that out. I don't think we played there yet.
No, we haven't played there. We thought about playing there.
It's a cool little spot.
Awesome. We got to check it out because, we definitely do a lot of shows out here too. So it's one of the ones I haven't been to.
Yeah, so people out in LA, and if you're not in LA, come out to LA so you can see.
That's a pretty good. Yeah, it's a great reason to come out to LA. So come out to LA.
Light
The Light Crusades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you very much, Choric Lumina.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you again next time.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.